you are doing well and that you are safe and happy as can be during these very pandemic-y weird times in the world. Today I wanted to do a different kind of video. I'm just trying to like branch out and do things that are more fun because I want to keep this hobby fun, and especially right now I think times are tough for a lot of people, and I want to kind of look at ways that we can use what we have and look at inexpensive options for just fun stuff. So today what I'm going to be showing you is this. It's actually not this, it's this. So it is a Fude nib. So it is a ᵖᵘʰێန့ Fude nib, and it's a steel nib. They are basically bent, right? So it's like this, and then there's a bend up. Well, this is probably not the best way to describe it, but that's exactly what it is. The tip is bent up so that you can use it for like brush strokes, calligraphy, Arabic calligraphy, just fun flourishing if you're like me and you just like to doodle and have fun, or like actual script work. So I have loaded up an eyedropper on this Moonman C1, and basically the Moonman was like $25, and I think you could probably find it for less. I'm not sure. This is just this particular listing. And the nib you can also find like on the ᵖᵘʰޭs, and sometimes the Moonman has the option for adding on the nib extra, so it's like a $25, $30 setup. Now that's not inexpensive, but for me the value is very high because I've been having a lot of fun with it. So what I want to do is just show you what the nib looks like, what it does, and then we're just going to kind of play around with it a little. And you can see how maybe this might be an option for you if you want to be journaling or just like practice a different style of calligraphy. If you just want to have fun, if you want to decorate things like your letters to your pen pals, whatever. Very chill, very simple, and I think it's just going to be a fun thing to get the year continuing, I guess, because January is almost over. When did that happen? It happened in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so I'll see you in a second. Here is my Moonman. I think it's the C1. I will just include a link below just for you to check them out if you're interested. But because it's a number 6 Jowo nib, you can put your Fude nib in pretty much any Jowo nib unit setup pen that you already have. So you don't have to use this. I just like this because of the ink capacity for such a juicy nib. So this is the nib. This is what I mean by the little turn at the end. It's kind of like the Waverly nib design, except more turny up at the end. And this is just a plastic feed, and I have it inked with something that I'll hopefully remember when I'm writing with it. Okay, so let me just zoom in a little so that you can see the writing a little better. Okay, so we have my setup. Moonman C1? Or is it the C? No, it is the C1, right? I'm not sure. I will include the link. I can't remember which Moonman I bought. So this is the Fude fan. How do I say your account name? Fude fan. Okay, so maybe it's Fude. By ᵖᵘʰޭ. A super affordable, very, very fun option. Like, the nib just makes fountain pens a lot of fun for me. And okay, so the ink is currently a mix of multiple things, so let's just wait for the color to get to what it's supposed to be. Right now it's quite purple. I see some pink coming out there. Who knows? The notebook is the Marman Nemo sign. And okay, so the ink is getting like more purple. No, more purple red. Less blue, purple, more purple red. Which actually really matches the section. Very fun. So, If you are interested, it can be used for reverse writing. It's pretty sharp, so if you press hard, you're going to kind of cut into your page a bit. But if you really want to, it is an option. What might be more enjoyable is getting a Concord from Toronto Pen Company, because he will make sure to tune the other side for you. I'll include a link for that if you would like. So basically that one looks like that, right? Okay, I'm not an artist. This is the feed. Oh, that didn't come out that bad. No, it's pretty bad. It's kind of bad. That's a Concord, which is the opposite of the Buddha. Okay, so with the angle, so I'm not writing on the full surface right now. I'm holding it a little higher. And let's see. With a very light hand, it really doesn't need pressure to write. In fact, pressure will hinder its performance. So there you go. You can actually get some pretty fun variation there. And then this is the reverse side. It's very sharp though. It's really not that nice. The reverse side is like totally usable, but not as enjoyable. Hello. So one of the things that I like to do with this kind of pen, with this kind of nib, is when I'm writing to my pen pals, I don't have that many, but when I am writing to them, I like to use this nib to address them, just because it's bold and colorful with the ink, and it really stands out. So let's say, dear, one of my pen pals' name is Helen. You don't have to write this slowly. I'm just doing this because I actually don't know why I'm writing so slow. Let's write a little bit faster so we can see how it does. Oh, here's why I'm writing slow, because when I write faster, it's hideous. You can hear that, right? Anyway, actually it does perfectly fine as a fast writer. Hello. So it's important to kind of keep the nib on the page, and that way you don't get skips. And the only reason I got a skip is just because I misaligned it a bit. And if you're okay with that, no big deal. So let's flip the page. And, oh, sorry. And then let me do this. Get some splatter on there. This is Diamine Amber, and we still haven't figured out my original ink. This is honestly one of the things I love to do with these types of nibs. It's just kind of mess around with ink like this. Super inky. Here's another thing that I would do. So let's use this ink again. Get some in the feed. Do that. It's actually really hard on the hand. Then I'm gonna do, actually, I think it might be easier if I just flick it. This is just some water. So, let's say it's my friend's birthday. Okay, so, kind of hideous, but whatever. You get the idea. Let's draw a balloon. Wow, that's not a good balloon. But you can see that you can use it for bigger. Okay. Okay, maybe you don't want to do that. That's awful. Here's some confetti. But this is, I think, a super fun thing you can do with kids, like, especially now in the pandemic when everyone's, at least up here, we're all on stay-at-home order and lockdown. So something you can do with kids, have fun, make inky messes, hopefully with some newspaper or something underneath. Make inky messes. But most importantly, let us have fun, because that's the whole point of fountain pens, is to have fun. So, I hope you had fun with this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Fude nib in action, and that it's something you might consider just to add a fun, different nib to your collection. And if you already have one, here's a couple ways you can use it. And that's everything. Coolness. Okay, well there you go, my friends. Thank you so much for watching up to now. If you enjoyed this, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. That way I know what kind of video styles you're enjoying. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. And if you really, really like it and you want to support the stuff that I'm doing, please check me out on Patreon. And otherwise, you can find me on the socials on the next screen. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye!